you won't lose your job because of AI. You'll lose it because you're not using it. You have to be ready for AI to expose your weak points.
Huh?
And
Come on. Like you almost made me jump out this chair. I already knew it was gonna be some carrying on. You got because AI don't discriminate, technology don't discriminate. It
Mm-mm.
scales a good process and it scales a bad process. So
Yep.
you about to be exposed when you
Hmm.
decide, hey, we want to implement AI. You're gonna expose whether you have a good process and people
Yeah.
structure in place or whether you have some challenge.
That was a big gut check for me.
Hey, guys, and welcome to another episode of Tipsy Thursdays. I am your show host, Juanita Coley, the CEO and founder of Solid Rock Consulting, affectionately known as the Contact Center Whisperer. And I am here with the amazing, the epic Natasha Puckett. Tasha. My sister's name is Tasha, so I just went into Tasha. You know, like
Oh, you can
I
call
didn't,
me
I didn't even
Tasha.
tell you that. I didn't tell you that. My sister's name is Tasha, so I want to say I want to be politically correct me like
Uh-huh.
Natasha, but then I said Tasha. So anyway, thank you so much for being with us on the show today. I'm super excited to get a chance to talk with you, especially being you have an amazing show, CX Unscripted, that I've been like binging on, and I'm like, oh, this gonna be an episode. A time is about to be had.
Oh yeah.
So take some time and tell the audience a little bit more about yourself, your role, where you're at, and what does day to day look like for you right now.
Yeah, for sure. So first off, thanks for having me on. I really, really appreciate it. I enjoy your podcast as well. I know this is going to be a good kiki that we're going to that we're going to have. But yeah, I just said my name's Tasha. Right now, I currently work at GoHighLevel. I'm senior manager there of Escalations and CX quality. On the flip side, I host CX Unscripted, and I'm also founder of CX After Hours, which is a social kind of exclusive event for CX leaders where we just have a good time. You're at a bar, you're at a rooftop, you can be on the beach, and with drinks and there's food, and we can just talk amongst yourself about, our day to day without anybody trying to pitch you anything. It's really just CX leaders getting together for a vibe.
Listen, I cannot wait. Listen, y'all be on the lookout because y'all
Be on
know
the
we be hosting
lookout.
these AI in the Wild dinners. So we have
Hmm.
these AI in the Wild dinner, Tasha, I was telling you about that we host. But
Yeah.
I got a feeling, right? We gonna link up and do something
Hmm.
together, and it's gonna be epic. So y'all
Oh
stay
yeah.
tuned for that. That's just a little sidebar. But Tasha, we are in season 6 of Tipsy Thursdays.
Uh-huh.
The POV for this season, what we're talking about is AI is pushing into the workforce, and this is a once in a generation. It's like when we got cars, right, or when we got
Hmm.
when we got internet. This is a once in a
Yeah.
generation type of shift. Work is fundamentally changing as we know it. Right. So
Hmm.
I've been asking every guest this season 3 questions. You can answer them how you want to answer them. Right. But
Hmm.
what I really want to understand is how is AI pushing into work today for you as a leader? How is that changing the work? And what is that looking like? How is that showing up in your environment as a leader today?
For sure. So AI is the new kid on the block. Everybody's trying to hop on it, get to know it. For me, what was interesting is that at a previous company, I hopped on AI in 2020 because I knew my department was going to scale. I was head of CX at another company called Fight Camp, and I knew I wanted to scale. But I also wanted to not tip my budget either. And I wanted to think of something
Mm.
that was like, how can I still scale, get bodies in, and for my department alone, save the company some money? So how can I win?
Yeah. How can you do
Um,
more with less?
exactly. So I
Yeah.
started looking at who our competitors were or who was hot in the business then. And at that time, I think it was a company called Ada. And so I was like, okay, let me do some talks with them. Let me figure out how they can, you know, get us onboarded and how I can still, you know, do the things that I want to do without having any extra bodies. So I started with that company and I didn't have to hire about 5 or 6 people, and that saves like 300,000 without having to hire because I just used this chat bot to kind of
Yes.
deflect and contain tickets. And that worked well for me. Like that was my thing that I owned and that I led from end to end and then, pass off to one of my managers to maintain it. But now at this company that I'm with now, they're starting to hop on AI. It's like AI, 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 AI.
Everywhere. Like you get AI, you get AI, everybody get
Yeah,
AI.
yeah. But the thing though that you have to be prepared for a leader, and this is what I didn't know and what I had to discover on my own, was you have to be ready for AI to expose your weak points.
Huh?
And
Come on, like you almost made me jump out this chair. See, I already knew it was gonna be some carrying on. You got because AI don't discriminate, technology don't discriminate. It
Mm-mm.
scales a good process and it scales a bad process. So
Yep.
you about to be exposed when you
Hmm.
decide, hey, we want to implement AI. You're gonna expose whether you have a good process and people
Yeah.
structure in place or whether you have some challenges, right? Like
Yeah.
so. Anyway,
And
I'm sorry. You
no, no,
made
no, no,
me.
no. And that was a big gut check for me. I thought, and as most leaders would think, like, you know what, my protocols are great, my processes are great, I'm efficient. And the moment you introduce AI, not knowing all what it can do or what can it empower, you're like, oh, this actually doesn't work, or this links doesn't work, or this knowledge base needs some updates, or
Sally and the other department been manually doing this the whole time, which is why,
yeah,
and we didn't know. And then once we implemented the AI, it's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, Sally not here no more. It's like,
And then also understanding what counts as a true deflection. That's the
mm,
biggest thing because you can sit up and
mm.
say, you know what, I have 60% deflection. Is it true deflection or did they just leave? Did it hallucinate? Like what did they call 2 hours later? Did they submit a ticket 3 hours later? But we counted this temporary moment as deflection. It's insane.
1,000. 1,000. Now that's a bar. That's a whole, that is a
Yeah.
whole, we got to bring you back for a whole nother topic. For real, no, seriously, because I actually haven't heard anybody. Sorry, I start talk. That's when black girls get excited, we start
Yeah.
clapping. So
Yeah. Are you
so
good?
I haven't heard anybody actually talk about that, and I think that that's really important.
Hmm.
Is it true deflection? So we always are talking about like first contact FCR, first contact
Hmm.
resolution, and all the different things in deflection, IVR containment, all the different things. But is it really real deflection if they just left and called back 30 minutes later, right?
Exactly. But
Call
it
back.
sounds good to say those numbers in a town hall.
I'm just gonna take a pause. I'm just gonna take a pause and take a little sip. This is water. I know this is Tipsy Thursdays, but this is water right now for right now. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. So on that note, I know you talked about a little bit about Ada, right? And
Mhm.
the $300,000 save that you were able to do there. What were some of the biggest transformations that you've been a part of or led or that you were a part of? And then you're like, this is what this looked like before, and this is what this looked like after.
I can tell you actually something that I'm currently building that I'm working in right now. With a company that I'm with, it's super big, and my managers don't have a lot of time to do audits on their agents or have
Quality.
time to do any type of QA or
Hmm.
quality because,
Hmm.
they're not burnt out, but at every minute or every hour they're busy. And so they don't have time to check to see, are their agents maintaining knowledge? Are they saying the right things to customers? And so what I've done, I actually built I just showed it to them yesterday, actually. I built a copilot that
Come on,
allows,
build a co-pilot. I'm not gonna let you just skim over that. I'm not gonna let you just skim over that. You
yeah,
see how you was trying to be real humble about it? I just built the co-pilot yesterday.
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I built a Copilot yesterday. I mean, you have to log into the server, and it has like all of their names, and all they have to do is take, you're familiar with like Tableau.
Hmm.
All they have to do is select whatever data range you're looking for. They dump it into this Copilot, and I've already given it all its prompts and guardrails and what metrics matter to us. And so there's like three categories where you can have agents that's on watch, flagged, or they're healthy. They just dump this CSV file in, and it'll bring all of their agents, metrics, and their SLAs, and it'll tell them automatically this person you need to watch out for because they have a low CSAT. This person you need to watch out for because they have a low ART. And then below it, it'll itemize every flagged agent. You click on it, it gives them their own scorecard and a template for coaching for one-on-one. My managers don't have to do anything anymore or
This
spend
is
X amount of
crazy.
time doing audits. It's built in for them. Save, click, drag, that's it. There's nothing you have to do but maybe edit your template for how you want to coach. But that's it, because I'm trying to save them time to do the work that's necessary.
Mm.
Because sometimes, we can miss out on things, miss out on coachings, miss out on development. And so I want to put them back into that mode. And so I'm trying to give them all the tools necessary to win and so that their agents can win.
I love that. So now you said you haven't even fully rolled this out yet. This is something you're working on now. So we got to bring you back for part two of like, where's this project now to kind of figure out like how did this roll out? What are you expecting is going to be the transformation?
I'm expecting for us to catch a fire while it's smoking instead of when it's burning. A lot of
Mm.
times my managers are or just us, we can be very reactive instead of proactive. And I'm trying to get them more or develop things, implement things that have them being more proactive. Catching stuff after it burns and is completely destroyed. Okay, but catching it before it even gets there, that's where the real magic happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so identifying who needs coaching, identifying maybe who's dragging the team early. And I also set the metrics and the guardrails. Like say if my SLA is 8 hours, I set that at 4 or 5, just to give it
Hmm.
a little bit of buffer so we can catch it before it actually hits that. So that way it leaves room for some growth and for some coaching. So hopefully next month, because they all got their logins today. So I'm gonna let it sit for a month and see what we're able to identify, what we're able to kind of notice for trends within agents, and see if our numbers improve.
Well, we got to bring you back for part
Yeah.
two, because I'm invested now. You know,
Yeah.
like, I'm
The, the,
invested
the the
in the
second one, I'm currently building a second one where I'm building an automated QA system. So instead of having a team, I'll build an automated QA system that will score 100% of all tickets and only flag the ones that need to be flagged to managers, where they'll get like a summary every week or bi-weekly of
And
scores.
what are you building that in?
I'm using two things. I use GenSpark AI and I use Claude.
Okay, boy, listen, but listen, y'all been on Clyde. Y'all, like, I have a customer, man. I swear she needs to be Claude's spokesperson. She's like, Juanita, you gotta be on Clyde. You do this, and like she be on it. She calls him cousin Claude. So yeah, y'all be on Clyde for sure. Listen, okay. So my next question
Mhm.
is around again. Of course, this is called Tipsy Thursday, so we can't
Yes.
let you leave without giving the audience a tip. What would you say to a leader that is being asked to look at ways that they can bring AI to a part of their workforce today? And they're like, hey, I just don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. What would be your tip to them?
The first thing I would say to a leader is don't be offended or defensive if someone asks you to do AI, because automatically sometimes you're gonna be like, is something about to happen with my position or with my team?
Hmm.
No, they're just looking for ways to optimize what you are currently doing or what your team is currently doing. So don't be afraid of that. You won't lose your job because of AI. You'll lose it because you're not using it. So
Mm.
if
Bring
you don't
that
want to
back.
use it, okay, we'll get somebody else who knows how to use it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah. Also, like I said in the beginning, be in a position to be okay with what AI is going to show you, your inefficiencies, the ways that you might need to do better in your processes. Like right now, I have a bunch of queues that's on fire because we're trying to implement AI in so many different areas and everything is blowing up. But we need to be in position to kind of offer solutions to those things, because you don't want AI to build on a weak infrastructure. Your infrastructure needs to be steady, because like I said, it's just going to scale wherever you're at. If you're strong, it's going to scale strong. If it's weak, it's going to scale weak.
I've been
Uh,
saying I be saying these things, right? Like out here in real
yeah,
life. I think people think I just be talking. So it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing to hear you say that. I say that all the time. Listen, technology does not discriminate. It's going to scale a
mhm,
good process. It's going to scale a trash
yeah.
process.
And
Which
if
one you
you
want it to scale?
and if you don't know what to do, I think that's okay too. It's okay if you don't have the answers right now on how to use AI. I would take some courses. I would play around with AI. The more you play around with it, the more you'll understand it. Especially if you're using systems like GenSpark or Claude, just say what you're trying to do.
Right.
It doesn't take a lot of fancy prompts or coding. You don't need to be all over the place, but the more you play with it, the more you take, there's free courses for Google, everything. Take those courses, familiarize yourself with it, and then think about what's the one thing that you want to have impact in with your company. And then how can I bring in AI to make it bigger? That's all you have to think about.
Yeah.
What do I want to do? What do I want to change? What do I want someone to say? Hey, Tasha did that, or hey, Greg did that. And then how can I pull in AI to do the work for me or to make it greater? And then maybe hand it off to support ops to make it even bigger. That's all you have to do. Don't be afraid. Be in position in case AI may show you some ain't right. And then if you don't know, do the research to know.
I love that. Tasha came in here and gave y'all 3 tips, right? First of all, don't be offended and don't be afraid, right, of AI. It's not
Yeah.
AI is not taking your. I said I was just Tasha. I was at Talk This Cab, and I
Hmm.
was talking about work, right? AI does not remove work. Like this is the biggest myth that is out there. AI hide your house, hide your mom, hide your kids, hide your wife. Is taking jobs. AI is not. Can never remove work. If
Yep.
I needed a password reset yesterday, guess what? I'm gonna need a password reset today. AI
Yep.
does not eliminate work. AI redistributes who does the work,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So the work will is just as sure as there is a sun and there's a moon, work
Hmm.
will always exist. What's happening is AI is redistributing who is doing the work. Oh, can
Hmm.
AI do the work? And if AI can do the work, then how does the job change? Work
Hmm.
is being redefined and redesigned. So this is why I'm so excited about AI, and especially in organizations that are adopting AI, is because they're on the frontier of changing what work actually looks like as we know it from a commerce perspective. It's
Yeah.
again like when we got cars, right? Or when we got internet. No one said, "Oh my gosh, we got cars. Nobody will be able to be transport anymore." No, transportation got bigger. We were able to go further, faster. We were able to transportation as a mode of moving
Hmm.
around improved, right? We
Yeah.
didn't stop moving because we went from horses to cars, right? It just was an enabler to scale us and allow us to do more. So AI is not going to take work away. Now,
Yeah.
like you said, right? It's the people who are not using AI that are like, hey, I brought AI in to do that very tactical thing that you was doing. You wasn't operating at a higher level anyway.
Hmm.
So yeah, we don't need you to do that particular thing. Sorry about
Yeah.
your luck. Right. And so I said this the other, I said, real talk. I said this the other day. I was saying how I think one of the best things that can happen to an individual right now, and it's my opinion, right? So y'all don't come for me. I think the best thing that can happen to an individual right now is AI take some jobs,
Hmm.
right? And the reason I believe that is the case is because I believe we have some individuals that are operating at a lower capacity than
Oh, oh,
where they really are,
come on,
right?
come
You're
on,
so
come on,
used to pressing the
come on.
button and you have so much more skill. You have so much more purpose. You have so much more that you can actually do.
Yeah.
But you over here just doing this very tactical transactional thing that now AI can come in and do that. And you like, it's going to force you to operate at a much higher level. Very much so, like how COVID forced us.
Hmm.
Organizations for the longest kept saying, "Oh, we can't do work at home. We can't figure out how to do work at home." COVID came over; they figured it out real quick,
Yep.
right? If it
Yep.
meant you not having a business and your people working at home, you figured out how to make work at home work real quick,
Yeah.
right? So I
Yeah.
think AI is going to enable, empower, embolden even some individuals to figure out, hey, how do I go? I'm operating here. I really need to, and I have the capacity to operate here. I
Hmm.
really need to go to that next level. You
You know
know,
what? To add to that, because you just you preached a whole word, tabernacle. Uh, the one of the greatest things I like about my leadership in particular is giving people transferable skills. And with AI doing some of the repetitive day-to-day tasks, I can now utilize you for something greater than maybe what you've seen in yourself. Maybe there may be something a project that's a cross-functional, and now you might be doing something with the product team or with the engineering team, but you wouldn't have done that before because you had to do this repetitive work day to day, and now AI can do that. And I always said that when people are under my leadership, however their resume looked when they came in, it's going to look different when they leave.
Man, you better listen. Yes. And that is what, listen,
I want
don't
to
get
set
me
you up
started.
for the market. I want to set you up for the
Yes.
industry.
Yes.
Yes.
I want you to, the way you came under me, you should not leave the same way.
Yep.
Right? That's the mark of real leadership. And
Hmm.
so, again, we have been so conditioned to just do the thing, check the box. AI
Yeah.
is saying, hey, I can check the box. You free to actually
Go do the thing.
explore and do something and think
Yeah.
bigger, think long,
Yeah.
and which is why this is I'm actually really fired up and excited about it. It's going to cause for organizations three things really I'm talking about a lot lately is
Mhm.
as you bring AI into the workforce, three mistakes that I'm seeing organizations make is one, they're not redefining what work looks like. And so they're trying to hire the same people to do the button pressing things that they're actually empowering or employing AI to do. You need a
Yeah.
different person. You need people who can that dream big, think big. They want to solve complex problems. So they need to redefine what work looks like if you're going to bring AI into your organization.
Yeah.
Second mistake I'm seeing organizations make is what I'm calling, we'll see if it catch on, the capacity illusion. As soon as
Ooh.
you bring in AI, right? If
Hmm.
I have 100,000 interactions before transformation and I bring in AI and it takes 30% of that, so now I got 70,000 interactions, that does not mean I can reduce my headcount at the equal percentage that I can because now those interactions just got more complex. So I may only reduce 7% because now I have these people doing more expanded types of roles, upsells, operating like you said in engineering. They may be
Yeah.
exploring different things. So that's that capacity illusion. And then the last thing that I'm seeing organizations make this mistake of when they're bringing AI into their organizations is those interactions that are not handled by AI, like you were talking about with quality, most people are only looking at on average 1 to 3% of their
Hmm.
interactions.
Yep.
So now take 30% of those interactions that you've just now removed because AI can handle them. You wasn't looking at all your 100% human interactions. I know
Hmm.
you definitely don't have a quality process for your AI interactions,
Yeah.
right? So you
Yeah.
now have this governance and visibility issue because AI, so it's back to the conversation that we were having earlier. Are we really deflecting or are they just calling back 4 hours or a day later, right?
Yeah.
Driving up FCR where we just really don't know it because we're saying, oh, we deflected. No, you just drove them, you deflected them all the way over to your competitor. That's what you did,
Yeah.
you know? And so those three big mistakes is all tied into. I got all that, right?
Yeah.
I went down that whole path because of what you said about the first tip. Don't be afraid to
Yeah.
lean into AI. And if you don't know where to start, again, start thinking about like, hey, what is it that I'm trying to do? And what am I thinking of I want the outcome to be? And don't be afraid to like research, right? So
Yeah.
I absolutely love those tips you gave.
I stand on it. And like I said, I wish it was something I had thought of earlier in my career. I kind of had to find out the hard way when I started, messing around with AI, but it was a good lesson for me to learn too, because now I know what to kind of look out for, how to position myself if I want to introduce AI in a certain part of the company or my day to day. Now I have like a playbook to get ready for in case it exposes something.
Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, man, that's good. That the playbook. That's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, because you've already been through, the fire drills of like, hey, I
Yeah.
already know what to expect that this going to expose part of our process. So let's do this in this kind of let's roll this out in this manner so
Yeah.
that if it does, right, we're ready to respond instead of
Mhm.
react. And
Yeah.
that's a whole different topic for another Tipsy Thursday. Well, thank you so much for being on Tipsy Thursdays with us on this episode. I really appreciate it. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to come hang out with me.
All right. Thanks you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Tipsy Thursdays. You heard it here first from the Natasha Puckett. Puckett, yes, I keep wanting to say something else, but but thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Until next time, you already know what to do. Go be great and let's make impact. See you guys soon.